Hey, what's up, guys? Happy Monday. We are back for another week of broadcast. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Jump in the chat wherever you're watching. You guys know the drill. Do some shout outs to get things started, and we'll officially get this broadcast going. Excuse me. In about 5 minutes here at the top of the 4 o'clock hour. Q-Boys, Biden Suck Stuff, Starwalker 77, Silbor. What's up? Good to see you guys over in the mosh pit on D Live. Hope you're all having an awesome start to your week. Shout out to those of you watching on Rumble as well. Hit that thumbs up button over there if you haven't already. Joe Elaine modding the chat. Thank you, Joe. And we've got Fran VT out there as well. Starwalker 77, double dipping. Good to see you over on Rumble as well, Starwalker. And of course, the best place to watch this show is pilled.net. The best chat is over on pilled.net, and it is the exclusive home to hour number 2 of this broadcast. So if you want to continue watching after the halfway point, make sure you find your way over into the comfy bunker on pilled.net. All right, let's see. Patriots 714 in there first today. Good to see Adelia down in Arizona. Floyd, due diligence in the house as well. Lyle, Jenny, Packers 412. Good to see you guys. Hope you had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Joe, again, thank you so much for modding and all that you do. Appreciate you so much. Due diligence says a Margarita Monday cookie kicking off the gold pills. Thank you so much, Floyd, as always. Got D. Richard in the house. So I hope you had a great birthday weekend. I did. An absolutely wonderful birthday weekend. Had a ton of fun. Got to spend time with friends and family. We did a pool party on Saturday. Hit the town Saturday night. Had a late night, and then Sunday slept in a little bit. Then went over mom and dad's house where we hosted a cookout where a bunch of family friends came over. A bunch of my boys came over, and yeah, it was cool. It was cool. It was cool to mix, my friends, from my like social circles, so to speak, and with family friends and people I've grown up with my whole life. It was a lot of fun. So thank you, D. Richard. And yeah, it was a really awesome birthday weekend. There's Maven rocking the Pilled Promos account. Thank you, Maven. Kane Chris, good to see you, Chris. Hope you're having a good one. And let's see who else is out there. Kim Ha, what's up, Kim Ha? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We got our Harold checking in. Thumper Rose, good to see you. Let's see. Dread Quarters, what's up, Dread Quarters? Barb Robbins in the house as well. Good to see you, Barb. Mohan Labe Kaiman checking in from South Africa. What's up, brother? Snow Bunny 68, great to see you. Paul Thaddeus hooking us up with a cookie. Thank you, Paul, and welcome. Great to see you too. Glass Wanda, Truth Teller 101, The Universe OG, Amos in the house, Eagle Freedom, Matrix Codebreaker says happy Monday, Adult and fam. Cheers, my friend, and thank you for the can. I appreciate it. Brendan Gowerly, Mad Joker, Don Ritchie 17. Hey, what's up, Filter Dog 1? Good to see you. Before you know it, I'm gonna get to meet Filter Dog here in early August, I believe. That's still the plan. Fazik, what's up, Fazik? Starwalker is everywhere today. Good to see you, brother. Mixed Picks and Illumin Drops. Welcome. Oz Stoneburner. Good to see you. Harley Quinn 369 in the house. Good afternoon, Mr. Gerardo. Fazik, good to see you. Sergeant Sparky out there as well, always in Texas. Jenker 2. Tracy S. Hey, Laura Y repping the 412. Let's go. We got Chops ITMC out there. And John, Dad of 4. Welcome. Did I say hi to Lightsphere yet? Lance, if I didn't, it's good to see you, man. I can't remember if I caught you yet. Special Patriot 72, Bella 214, Dwayne Q of Lurks out there. A from PA. Good to see you. Bella 214. And D-Bar, Running Patriot, Timberjet. Welcome, you guys. Nezercat checking in from Wyoming, as always. Good to see you, Nezercat. Arch Inquisitor, Silent One Forever, Norm, Hang 10 Alien Surfer. Great to see Cali Patriot out there. Secret Weapon. P-Quest, thank you for the cookie. Welcome. Good to see you. Welcome, everybody. Again, thank you for kicking off your week with me here on 412 Productions. We've got an awesome show lined up for you today. We're going to have Scott DeGroat of Woke Societies checking in. Excited for that. And yeah, lots to talk about. Lots and lots to talk about. Pip's mom in from Wales, UK. Roy Stones and Bones over on the West Coast. What's up, Roy? Red 7 out there. Flawless in USA. Good to see you guys. Crimson, Esther G13. Good to see you guys over on Rumble. And I'll pop back over here real fast. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everybody. What's up, Ellie Freedom out there as well. All right, let's get this show officially underway. We'll be right back.
We will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Y'all for tuning in, Patriots United, doing what we gotta do to win. Be addicted, the MS7, now we're moving in. And once we take over, we won't ever move again. Where we go on, we go all, I say it with pride. No, we won't run, we won't fall, we're right by your side. The demons have taken hold, but none of us will abide. Stand strong and stand bold, that's how we'll survive. 412 is the production, Monday through Friday, deplorable discussions. We're making it hard for the deep state to function. Every time they switch up the narrative, we debunk it. Adult Nero is the power that's controlling the plight. With all you patriots behind them, cause we're all in this fight. So many rhyme for so long, but we're giving them sight. Trapped in the world of darkness, but we're bringing them light. You may even find yourself in a different life. A lot of us have, and honestly, that's perfectly fine. Because exactly where you are at this moment in life is where you're supposed to be at this moment in time. It's all by design, the patriots are holding the line. They must have lost theirs, thinking they're controlling our minds. So many trapped in mental prisons don't know they're confined. They're just slaves in the system to the roles they're assigned. That's sad, the good news is that we're waking them up. They have monopolies on minds, but we're breaking them up. Everything you thought was news, they were making it up. When we ascend, all the tyrants won't be making the cut. Let them all burn in the hellscape they create. We the people already mapped out our escape. We hold each other by the hand as we all elevate and go to a different place they can never get chased. When I look into the future, I can see that it's bright. When this history is written, they will see that we're right. We formed our own community and the circle is tight, but I expand the circle with every word that I write. The pen is sharper than the sword when you wield it with might. Why do you think they try to kick us off all the sites? These people hate America and punish us out of spite. We are the beacons of hope in the darkness of night. So let's go, strap in, yeah, get ready for the ride. Watch the water, we're witnessing the turning of the tide. Feel the passion and the fire that you got burning inside. Take the narrative they're feeding you and turn it to the side. We're alerted to the lies, we're preaching with the truth. We know the plan they devised, they're invading the youth. Now we're only sending vibes, just start raising our boots. These demons all weaponized, now we're raising our troops. Now we're raising the roof and sounding the alarm. Remember that it's always darkest before the dawn. Life is a game of chess, they wanna use you as a pawn. You're only useful until you're not useful, then you're gone. But not us, we're on the right team where we belong. Everybody is invited, so come follow along. We refuse to say things are right knowing they're wrong. Adult Nero, take the mic and take flight, cause it's on.
And now, straight from the Steel City, it's your host, 412 Adult Nero.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back and happy Monday. I hope you all had a great weekend. Thank you all for joining us for another installment of Deplorable Discussions. My name is Adult Nero. It is July 8th, 2024. We've got an awesome panel for you guys today. We've got special guest Scott DeGroat of Woke Society. He's checking in from his fancy new studio up here in the Commonwealth State. Scott, great to see you. How you settling in, man? How you liking PA so far?
It's great, dude. It's hot up here, but it's not nearly as hot as it was in Nashville. So we are settling in just fine. We still have a ton of stuff to unpack. And I've been enjoying what I was used to my entire life, that northeastern weather. And yeah, it's hot, but dude, I'm so glad we made the move and we're settling in just great here. You can hear my fan blowing into the microphone, so I'm going to try to move this.
You've moved across many state lines now twice, kind of recently. Is
Yeah.
that as big of a pain in the ass as it sounds like picking up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I don't plan on moving probably for at least the next 5 to 10 years, to be completely honest with you. I'm sure you remember what happened when I moved to Nashville when I got a moving company.
Yeah.
They told me 6,000 up front would be the entire move. Ended up being $13,000, and my shit was a month and a half late. Uh,
Wow.
and I never was going to do that again. So I did a U-Haul with the family this time. I had my brother and father help me load, and we literally did the entire 15-hour drive, pack and unpack in one night, which was even more insane. But we did it, and we did it. We drove through a huge thunderstorm on the side of the mountains to get to her. So I don't recommend it. I don't recommend moving 800 miles away, but we did, and I intend on staying here for the foreseeable future. So yeah, I don't move that far away.
Well, we're happy to have you here in Pennsylvania, man. I'm glad you're getting settled in, and thank you for hanging out with us today. It's good to have you.
Sure, for sure.
All right, let's go say hi to the OG crew. We got Tennessee Homesteader and Drunk Pinata. TN, happy Monday, bud. How was your weekend?
Happy Monday. It was good. Just worked around the homestead on the continued project that I started showing. We could show some photos tomorrow or later if you want. But yeah, and as far as moving, Scott, I moved cross country twice.
Yeah.
The last time moving to Tennessee, the only way to go, well, we had to use pack rats because they're the only ones that were in the area at the time. But we used pods before and pack rats. The last of pods when we were remodeling the house in California, but pack rats to move to Tennessee. It's the way to go. It's the middle ground between a moving company. Now we've had really good experience with moving companies, so I'm not complaining at all because in the truly cross country moves from San Francisco to New Jersey, right?
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah. Actually, almost the coast of New Jersey because it was Basking Ridge, and that's just a stone's throw from the shoreline. Not the shores, but the shoreline. Anyways, yeah,
Great.
moving is a bitch. And as far as unpacking, we've been in the homestead now for 12 years, coming up on 12 years. No, actually 12. And there's still boxes that are not unpacked.
Yeah.
Not essentials, nothing essentials. The cuckoo clock, some of the artwork, the stuff that's like my wife keeps saying, "Where are you going to unpack those and put them up?" Never.
Stay in the box.
Stay in the box. They're nice and safe there.
Yeah, it's awesome to have you, man. And glad you had a good weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's
Oh, and happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, Tian. I appreciate that.
Oh, shit. Today's your birthday, dude?
No,
Yesterday.
yes.
Oh, happy birthday, man.
Yeah, thank you.
7-7 on the lucky 7.
Yeah,
Wow.
7-7. Yeah, I just turned 21. It was really exciting.
Yeah. You wish. I can give you all the shit I want.
Yeah, 21 years old. Can you guys believe it? Drunk Pinata, how you doing, man?
We'll see. I guess I got. I'm in Texas, so I guess there was a lot of big outages for AT&T, which I use, so I wasn't able to stream today. So we'll probably do that later this evening. I'm thinking around 7 p.m. Eastern. So I know we got a lot of the same crossover here. So if you guys missed me, I missed it too, and I was really frustrated. But a little blessing in disguise. I had some work stuff that I absolutely had to get done, which I was able to. So that kind of frees me up. So we'll be doing a topic-centric show tonight about this new thing that they, well, not new thing, but it's a new release of this magazine, I guess, where they think that it's a really good idea to just go ahead and do stuff like this. It's called The New Republic. What American fascism would look like. And it's like, yes, that's right. American fascism. And then they have this like fantasy nonsense stuff. We saw this before. There was this comic that they did, like a graphic novel called an imagination of Trump's fascist America, of it's just like a bunch of fantasy people they probably beat up while they're making this stuff. With this military police here, let's see, revenge and freedom from fact. on the media in a fascist America, and this is a guest article by one Brian Stelter, so you can see how they kind of see themselves as the victim here with this guy wearing a press pass and being arrested and all bloodied up. It's like they're really high on themselves. Let's see, a right-wing counter hegemony on the culture of fascist America. I mean, look at some of this artwork. It's like they just a permanent counter-revolution. This is talking about the elimination of the Department of Education. So they're showing them with like their blindfolds on in the classroom, then immigration, military, and then just in general, like a cat. It's so we're gonna go over we're gonna go over that later this evening. So
Incredible.
that's what I was going to do, but I figured I'd show you guys just the level of off the walls that they are. I mean, they've escaped reality, is the way I've seen it. And remember when I said 3 months ago, I told you guys they're going to go straight up Hitler 2.0, and then here it is. They're leaning way into it with Project 2025. Now, Trump did a good job of denouncing it. However, this is one of those times where well, you waited too long to denounce this before it became a thing. Well, he didn't know he had to denounce it because he wasn't associated with it. And so now it's like, oh, well, you waited too long, so therefore you must have tacitly agreed with this entire time. No takesy backsies. Like that's the way they kind of do these things. They play these games, and but no one's buying it anymore.
They're using imagery on that article.
Oh, yeah.
People won't read it; they'll just go through the imagery. But
No, I know.
I think it's a good thing. I think the more they do it, the better, because I don't think it's going to sway the election at all. It's going to just solidify the whack jobs that already are not going to vote for Trump anyway. So who cares? The thing that I believe is going to be great about this is the boomerang effect that it will have after the election, and none of that shit happens.
Yeah.
Now they may turn around and spin it, like particularly the deportation and things of that nature. But see, there's also a high level of projection here, particularly Stelter in the press. But it's all projection, right? Not what they may believe what Trump is going to do, but it's projection of what they're afraid of happening because of what they've done.
Yeah.
No, it is. I mean, they keep saying that Trump is projecting what he wants to do with these fascist ideas of an authoritarian regime of persecuting his opponent. I'm like, and then they say, well, he's just projecting because he thinks that's what's happening to him now. You know, again, the same kind of tactic. It's like, and I wanted to throw this out to you guys because I had this thought when I was alone with my thoughts by not doing my show, which is a dangerous thing sometimes. All right. Okay. If do you think it's possible Joe Biden is so adamant about staying in there because he thinks that he won and they didn't tell them that they had to cheat to get him in there? Wouldn't that be weird if they had to tell him, yeah, we actually stole it for you, Joe, in order for them to get him out of there?
Right. He loses his shit when he finds out.
That'd be hilarious. I would love to be a fly on the wall in that room where they had to like sit him down,
like, no, you actually lost. We had to cheat like hell.
You never left your basement. Your rallies had 8 people in circles separated by 6 feet apart.
Yeah. Six of them were media.
There were more Jeep Wranglers than actual voters at your rallies. It was.
Well, did you see there? He did a telephone interview with Mika and Joe today.
I got clips.
And he just the way that he talks about like what he did in the last election in order to beat Trump. To me, I'm listening to that and I'm like, he thinks he actually won. Like this isn't someone like pretending with that. Like I think he really thinks he legitimately won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, considering what we think of his health from that aspect, it wouldn't be surprising that he does.
Dude, he's going to call Ruby Freeman and get his fucking medal back.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if she'll say, just like your presidency, 9/10 of the law is possession.
Right.
All right, let's take care of our sponsor, and we'll get into that interview. I have a few clips I want to play from it, and we're gonna spend quite a bit of time on sleepy old Joe and the future of the Democrat Party. Our sponsor today is earthgardenbotanicals.com, run by our friend Jolene up in Montana. I'm gonna do this quick today because you guys know all about Earth Garden and the amazing products up there. Products like the white pine needle extract and the sunshine and pine needle tea, really great for detoxing the body. The tea drinkers out there, try the tea. If you're not a tea drinker, do what I do. Just drop a few of the tincture drops on your tongue in the morning, and it's a really great product. You got your CBD oils, CBD products, all the ingredients for which are locally and organically grown. Amazing flavors on the tinctures like orange ginger, bergamot, huckleberry, cinnamon bliss, peppermint, cherry. Get your Delta 8 R&R nighttime gummies to help you sleep. Elderberry tonic for boosting your immune system. Fire cider to clear your sinuses. And the Critter Juice, all natural insect repellent to help keep the mosquitoes and bugs away. Promo code 412 gets you 10% off your order. Go to earthgardenbotanicals.com and load up a cart. Use that promo code. Say hi to Jolene. She loves you guys. She loves this community. And we're super proud to have her as a sponsor. Guys, hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already done so. Please share the link, hit the red pill, repost the show, all those good things that help us continue to grow and find new people on these different platforms. And again, those of you guys watching on Pilled, or I'm sorry, not on Pilled, on Rumble, on DLive, CloudHub, Odyssey, Twitter, make sure you find your way over to pilled.net. For hour number 2. We'll be exclusively there after the 5 o'clock hour. All right, let's jump in.
Adel. Yeah. Adel, may I say something about Earth Garden Botanicals, particularly if Jolene is listening? I don't know if she's on, but she sometimes lurks. I got my order, and thank you for the very nice note and the information shared.
Yeah, I'm sure she's listening. She usually tunes in or catches a replay.
Yeah. Thank you, Jolene.
Right on. Yeah, she always takes such great care of pretty much anyone who does business with her, so she's the best. All right, let's jump in. Biden tells congressional Democrats he's firmly committed to staying in the race. So President Joe Biden, in a letter to congressional Democrats today, July 8th, stated that he's determined to stay in the 2024 presidential race. He urged them to band together and move forward as a unified party. Quote, I want you to know that despite all the speculation in the press and elsewhere, I am firmly committed to staying in this race, to running this race to the end, and to beating Donald Trump, President Biden wrote in the letter. The president mentioned that he has had extensive conversations with party leadership, elected officials, rank and file members, and Democrat voters over the past 10 days. Quote, I've heard the concerns the people have, he said. I am not blind to them. The letter was issued at a pivotal moment in his campaign after a small group of Democrat lawmakers called to him to drop out of the race following his June 27th debate with former President Donald Trump. Anyway, I'm not going to get into this whole letter. You can see it's quite wordy. And if you want to read it, it's all over Twitter and the interwebs. This article's on the Epoch Times. You could find it there as well. But I just wanted to use that as a jumping off point. Scott, we haven't hung out since early June.
Sorry, one comment about that thing that he put out. You notice how it's like yellow colored? I'm like, look, he's so old that even when he sends a digital image, it looks like parchment.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, we haven't hung out, Scott, since the debate. There's been a ton of fallout and speculation ever since then. What was your impression of the debate, the media reaction, and the continued back and forth, right? Because, and we're going to play clips and show a bunch of stuff here, but they don't seem to know which way they're going as a party. There seems to be a schism and different factions kind of building up here.
Yeah, man, they're completely lost right now. They're scattered. And the last show I covered before we did the move was that night when I did the debate coverage, and I didn't really get to see the fallout immediately until like that like midnight that night when I saw the entire media apparatus completely turn on Joe, which obviously was not organic at all. I mean, they all got their marching orders because I'm not going to say the biggest cover up, but definitely one of the biggest cover ups in American history as far as hiding what is completely obvious, and that's his decay, right? So seeing where they are now, I love that Joe Biden is going all in with this. And I think what you said earlier, Pinata, about him believing that he won, I really believe he thinks he won, and he doesn't have a fucking clue about what's actually going on. And I don't think he's had a clue of what's been going on. I think a lot of this is being fueled by Jill and maybe even Hunter Biden, but I would have to say probably more Jill, because I saw an article not too long ago about one from his other relatives saying that they wish he didn't run because of his mental state. And they can all tell he clearly is
his sister said that.
It was his sister. So there you go.
His sister. Yeah.
And if the sister's saying that, you know damn well the other family members know exactly what's going on. And it just looks like to me, Jill is just twisting this and getting as much juice out of this lemon as much as possible. And she is willing to sacrifice her husband yet again to go for more power. And now you have a modern day Game of Thrones within the Democrat Party, between the Obamas and maybe other factions within there. And now you have, you have
versus
Democrats, you have them, I think 4 or 5 of them now coming out saying he needs to step down. And I don't know which is a better option, Adel, to be completely honest. I'm totally okay with Joe Biden, and I'm totally okay if it's Kamala Harris, but I hope he stays in. And he's in, man. He's in. And watching KJP almost cry today was totally worth it, because the media, they have lost the media now.
Wait.
I did not catch that. Do
We
you
have
have a
that
clip?
clip. Does anyone have that clip?
I don't have a clip.
Yeah, they lost the press.
I got home just before the show, so sorry.
Yeah, I wasn't doing my show, so I just happened to be watching MSNBC Live, and the cry on MSNBC says they're after trying to quell all these questions about Parkinson's. I'm like, dementia and Parkinson's. Okay, that's
You know what? When Scott was mentioning his sister and all that, it just flashed in my head the think back now to where he confused his sister with Jill and Jill for his sister.
Oh man!
Remember that?
If you want me to play the clip, it's right here.
It kind of fits perfectly right now.
Yeah, play it, please.
Here we go.
I just want to take a step back for a second, because I do take offense to what Ed alluded to. You know, come out here every day, there's a press briefing, and we do our best to give you the information that we have at the time. That's what we do. And we understand that freedom of the press, we respect the freedom of the press. You heard me talk about this last week. I appreciate the back and forth that we all have. I try to respect you, and I hope you try to respect me. And we literally do everything that we can. My team does everything that we can to make sure we get the answers to you. That's what we do. And sometimes we
I believe that.
Sometimes we are not in agreement. But you know what? That's democracy. That is what is important, to have that healthy back and forth. And so to say that I'm holding information or allude to anything else is not unfair. It's really, really unfair. I think people who are watching and have been watching this briefing for this past week could say that we are doing our best in this briefing to provide the information that we have. And I will admit, I will be the first one to admit, sometimes I get it wrong. At least I admit that. And sometimes I don't have the information. And I will always, always admit that. But I do take offense to what was just happening at the beginning of this briefing. It's not okay.
Not okay.
All right.
So what happened at the beginning of the briefing?
I'm trying to get unshare here for you guys. Sorry. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, well, that just leads to something that I wanted to show myself too.
There we go. Thanks. I couldn't find
no problem. But where is it? Brian Stelter posted this. It's an Axios article, right? And he's quoting from it. It says, "Hell has no fury, like a press corps deceived. Reporters feel duped, and some probably embarrassed, and are scrambling to unearth new evidence of decline." So you have this is really interesting to me, right? Because the media was literally running cover for him from before 2020 about his cognitive decline. They've been doing everything they could to not cover it. They've been doing everything they could to, tell you that he's sharp as a tack. This is the best version of Joe Biden. They are the ones that were complicit, and not even complicit, behind the ability for him to seem like he could even, complete a sentence or whatever. So now that they're trying to spin this as if the administration, the White House, somehow hid this from them, and now they're scorn lovers that have been duped into getting it wrong. Like, they're completely innocent in all of this. I mean, you have to be fucking kidding me with this. Like, how do they pivot like this and expect anybody to believe it? Up until the moment of that debate, they were telling you that Joe Biden is fine. And then afterwards, all of a sudden, they're like, well, we're just as shocked as you. There's just no way. There's no way in the world people could be possibly buying this angle that the media was somehow deceived by the White House and all of this.
Ultimately, what they'll do, they'll say we were trusting that the White House was telling us the truth.
Such bullshit, dude. That's exactly what they're gonna say. Yeah.
But they have their own interactions with him. They see it. You know what I mean? Like it's not like they were relying on the White House for
But
anything.
why would the president
Oh.
of the United States lie, Adel?
But it's the big question is that why are they doing this? It's not how they're pitching it. It's why are they doing it? If they've been covering his ass all this time, which I agree with you, why the pivot and the feign indignation?
I agree that is a huge question, Tien, and that's definitely something we're going to get into here. My whole take is the reason I brought it up is just like how stupid do they think people are?
No,
Like,
I'm hearing
actually
you.
honestly deceived by any of this. Like if me and Scott and you and Pinata and everyone here in this chat, just by scrolling Twitter and watching the clips, the cheap fakes that we have available to us, can see that this guy is clearly not well. When you watch him read a teleprompter and he reads repeat the line and pause and whatever over and over again, the gaffes, the meandering around like a lost like what did Shane Gillis call him, a Roomba after each speech. You could the falling down. You could tell this guy, anyone with two eyes to see could tell this guy is not cognitive. He's not there.
Yeah.
For the media to come out and be like, we were just so deceived by this, like we are shocked. It just defies credulity on such a level that I feel like I'm in upside down world. I feel like I've gone completely insane. Like that they honestly are even trying to convince you that they couldn't see what was so obvious to any normie with no inside access whatsoever. Most people out there could see this guy was not right without having the access that the press corps has. And we're supposed to believe that somehow they were deceived by the White House on this. I mean, it's such a joke.
It's a slap in the face to Americans, man. Because I was saying this on Saturday. How many are just regular normie Americans or just regular people in general that have family members that are old and they've got dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, whatever it is. And you just see the signs of it, right? The gradual decline. And so many Americans, people that are just regular people, whether you have friends that have older family, whatever it is, people have seen it. I've seen it. I know KH has seen it. I'm sure most of you guys have seen it in some kind of way with your grandparents in some kind of form or fashion. Like to sit here and say that,
let alone 1,500 movies with the subject in it.
Right. And just sit there and say, yeah, we just trusted the White House with the information given to us. Dude, it's a slap to the face to Americans, and it's only digging the hole even further, in my opinion. And I'm all here for it.
They switched to excavator level now.
Yeah. And to your point, Tien, I think Obama put the hit out. I honestly think Obama was the one that pulled this shot because honestly, dude, the way Jake Tapper and Dana Bash conducted the debate in the first place, that confirmed to me this was already going to happen because it was a fair debate, which is crazy as that sounds.
They played it pretty well, I thought as well.
And they parachuted Biden a few times, and they also cut him off at his time, unlike the previous debate. So, to me, this was set and locked and loaded before the debate was even going to happen.
They followed their rules pretty well, I think, and I also think is Trump. Somehow, I got this sneaky suspicion that because of the things that we saw before with the Mar-a-Lago raid and all that kind of stuff, that Trump knew because the way he played the debate, right? He put in a couple of jabs, verbal jabs, nothing major, but he followed the rules that the CNN had put forth and let Biden sink his own boat.
Yep.
He didn't go after Biden because then it would have looked like, beating up on an old man, a feeble old man. But so it's kind of like the Trump organization have inside information as to the state of Biden's condition because he turns around and says he was exhausted. And my question was, at what? You 6 days at Camp David? Well, I mean, a primo spot you have all to yourself?
He's exhausted.
exhausted. And I was asking, how much can you practice? You're the president. How much practice did you do for the debate if that's what you were locked up to do?
Yep.
To be exhausted.
Did you guys see those talking points that went out? Then like every one of these totally organic influencers got the whole Biden has done this many campaign events, and it was like all the same numbers. Was it 18 and 10? I can't remember which one was which, and Trump hasn't done anything in 10 days, and it's like he didn't need to. It's like
if we had
he basically continued a debate strategy according to TN of what you're suggesting. He got out of Biden's way, and he has done that ever since and made this the story. Because if he comes out and says something about it, then they can pivot to Trump saying, "Oh well, Trump thinks that Biden can't win," and then they gives them the different factions that are fighting for Biden to give them more fuel of like, "Oh, he's scared. Keep him in."
Yep. Absolutely.
So let's go to this interview. He did a call-in interview on Morning Mika today, and there's some fun stuff to get into. So first, we'll start with him basically saying to the factions of the Democrat Party that want to replace him, try it.
The American public is not going to move away from me as an average voter. And again, I'm here for two reasons, pal. One, to rebuild the economy for hardworking middle-class people, give everybody a shot. Just a straight shot. Everybody gets a fair chance, number one. Number two, remember all this talk about how I don't have the black support? Come on, give me a break. Come with me. Watch. I'm getting so frustrated by the elites. Now, I'm not talking about you guys, but about the elites in the party who they know so much more. If any of these guys don't think I should run against me, go ahead, announce the president. Challenge me at the convention. The American public is not.
Wow.
Say, challenge me in the convention, and I like you could see Joe Scarborough like nervously twiddling with his pen there, like he's very uncomfortable with the unhinged old man yelling at him on the phone. But what do you make of that, Scott? I mean, come at me, elites of the party, bring it on, like the tough talk. Gotta love it,
bro. He's angry, right? He's very, very, yeah, dude. Look, I've seen Joe's face. He's like, because he literally says on his show all the time that he loves Joe Biden, right? Like he legit loves him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this like grandson fatherly relationship, and now Grandpa's lost his fucking mind, and now he's yelling at him on his own show. It's just great, dude. It's great, and he's completely slipping at this point. And I mean, this is the thing, like what's Kamala Harris doing in the background, right? Because they're in a really sticky position, right? Because there all these talks about him getting replaced, and you know, they think Kamala Harris has the best shot. I honestly personally think it would be Pete Buttigieg. And what is she going to do if they pass over a woman of color, as the Democrats love to put it? You know what I mean? And to be honest, dude, I don't even think the DNC convention is going to happen, because it's going to be a full-blown riot there, and the hummus people are waiting for it. So the optics of it all, dude, is just absolutely terrible.
Do you see this clip of this delegate, this woman here? Where she was saying what they would do if they passed up Kamala Harris. Did you see this clip with her?
No, it's on Stephen A. Smith's show. I can only imagine.
Yeah, take a listen to this.
Yeah.
First of all, Stephen, who are we agreeing? There's a long list of Democrats: Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom, Gretchen Whitmer. The list goes on and on and on. You've named 4 or 5 people. Where is their consensus? You've got to build consensus, and there is not consensus right now. If you pick a white man over Kamala Harris, black women, I can tell you this: we're gonna walk away. We're gonna blow the party up. If you pick the black woman,
where you gonna walk away to, Ariva? Where you gonna walk away to? You gonna walk away? You ain't gonna walk away to Trump.
Over Kamala Harris. So where are we getting agreement from on who this ideal Democratic candidate should be? Tell me that. Nobody's told me who it should be. And then tell me how you're going to get the 4,000 delegates, which I am one of them. I'm a delegate coming from California. So who's going to step out? One, tell Joe Biden you got to step aside, because everybody's not, being mature about this process. Joe Biden is not just the president. There's a whole team of people. There's an administration. So if Joe Biden, when he gets reelected, which my prediction is that he will, he brings with him Kamala Harris, the most diverse administration in the history of this country. Y'all need to just stay the course. We got more Black judges appointed under Joe Biden than anyone, even President Barack Obama.
All right, so we'll leave that there. She goes.
Notice the importance that is being placed there, right?
Yeah.
This is why I think you're seeing Biden fighting, and why he was in morning on Mika or whatever. He's got them over a barrel.
Yeah, speaking over barrel, yes, you're right. You're right. It is morning Mika.
They only have two options, right?
Yeah.
Either use the 25th to remove him. I mean, technically speaking, and this is where the convention comes into play, but as far as president goes, they only got two options: remove him or use the 25th. Right?
Yep. Yeah.
The third option is the convention, and this is where Kamala comes into play. He's not going to resign, give up the resignation of presidency. The issue is whether he's going to give up the pole position in the Democrat convention. And that's where he's got him over a barrel. That's why he turns around and basically is in the face of what he called the elites. And he was using the mask of the blue collar Joe, if you will, to give out the message that says, I got the ball. What are you going to do about it?
Yep.
And as far as I'm concerned, I think it's Jill and Hunter, because Hunter has a pardon at stake here. Because
Yeah. His motivation for trying to keep Dad in the race is quite obvious.
Yeah, quite obvious. Which means that's why Biden won't resign, because they can't guarantee Biden a pardon for Hunter if he's not in office.
Right.
Yep.
So that's going to be his last act, whatever it is, assuming it's not the first removal.
Absolutely.
So I'll stop there. Sorry. Go ahead.
You're good. It's just funny though, because they're so divided right now, and that's really the premise of everything we're talking about right now. A bomb went off inside the Democrat Party the second Joe Biden walked out on that debate stage, and you're seeing in the media, within even the elected officials, people are starting to line up under two different ideas. One is, look, we'll just bash Trump and line up behind Biden and stay the course. The other is, this guy is unelectable and we have to figure out another course of action, although they've painted themselves into such a shitty corner. That other course of action is one of the most unlikable people in the history of Washington, D.C., who is Kamala Harris. So and I also liked in that video we played of that delegate there, how she was like, Joe Biden, yeah, he's the president, but it's not really him. There's a whole administration of people, and Kamala Harris, and basically telling you, like, the guy's a cadaver. He's not running anything. He's simply a face and a puppet being run by the administrative state, is what she's saying. We're not really voting for Joe Biden. We're voting for the entire support system around him that props him up, which again is, for people that sit around and lecture us about the importance of democracy, is a pretty interesting take. But
yeah, it was all identity politics, right? All about the color, the skin colors, the DEI hype.
Yeah.
That's what was really hitting in on there. And the thing is,
I was like, why did he ask her, where are you going to run to? You ain't going to run Trump.
Right. Well, what are you going to do? And she, that's what I'm saying, guys. Like, would you rather have Joe Biden or Kamala Harris running going forward? I would rather have Joe.
Yeah.
You mean what? From a perspective of the candidate?
Yeah. Like, if you had to choose right now, who would you rather have Trump go up against, Biden or Harris?
Biden for me.
Well, Biden would be easy in that his fate is already sealed.
Right. I think Kamala Harris could be a little bit more trickier, but I think he would still dominate.
Yeah, oh yeah. I think, I mean, all she has to do is break out into the cackle and it's toast.
If he goes up against Kamala Harris, he needs to go into a debate and he needs to hammer every statistic about her locking up black people in California's AG minor crimes, keeping them beyond their sentencing, all these different things that she did. He needs to go in there and be absolutely ruthless with this, completely neuter any idea that she's some kind of champion of colored people or colored women, because she's not. She's absolutely not. She's been an absolute nightmare for colored people. In California or anywhere that she's gone. So I think that that's 100%. If I'm Donald Trump, like, I'm bringing all the receipts and I'm hammering it the way he hammers the border against Joe Biden, the way he hammers the economy against Joe Biden. I'm really, really, really going to do everything I can to divide or put a wedge between her and, you know, the African American community, Latino community, any of this bullshit that they try to sell of diversity and representation and all that, because she has been, again, a nightmare for those people.
The other thing to add would be if she's bidding for CEO, how about the assignments she got as senior vice president, if you will, corporate style, which was AI, the border. What was prior to the border? There was another one that she completely failed at. The border is a perfect one. She's the border czar.
Yeah.
And wasn't she polling at less than 1% when she was running for president?
2. California, she was doing 5 at best. That was the best. 2 was national.
2. So doesn't that give you kind of like where things would go? Like, they're fucked, guys. I don't know what I am more afraid of what they're going to try to pull here in these next months between the election, because they look like a desperate wounded animal right now, and they don't know where they're going.
I agree. I would say there's got to be something up their sleeve to reset and distract, because they're at a low point right now, and they need something to happen that'll help dig them out, and it's terrifying to think.
Do you remember my analogy of capturing horses and there were wild animals herd?
Mm-hmm.
What we're seeing is that they're finally realized they're in a corral.
Yeah, I think
they've been funneled all this time. Some of it their own doing, no quarrel, but they've been funneled all this time, and now they're realizing they got themselves into a corral.
Yeah, I mean, I think about, never interrupt the enemy in the process.
Right, exactly.
They've been slowly, they've been maneuvered into it, but ultimately I think when you talk about the plan and all that, this is exactly what it always was.
You can't tell the people, you have to show them. That's a perfect line for what we're doing. I mean, people had to be shown, and they were shown.
Give them the keys and let them wrap that car right around top of the entire country.
It's just like what Trump did at the debate, right? Let Biden talk. Let them show themselves to you.
Yeah. So let's watch some more clips from this interview, and then a few other media clips, because you're going to see the two different mindsets here. So here's Morning Mika, pretty brutal actually towards Joe Biden. You could see like which people are lining up on which side. Take a listen to this.
Have you been tested for any age-related illnesses, pre-Parkinson's, or anything like that might explain sort of having a night like that where you couldn't finish sentences?
I mean, that's brutal. That is brutal.
I never ever thought I would hear that. Never.
That is
and right. I do this every day.
Right.
You know that there's a memo that went out by that question.
Right. Here's his response.
Look, I was feeling so badly before the debate. When I came back, they tested me for, I thought maybe I had COVID, maybe there was something wrong. I had an infection or something. They tested me, they gave me those tests, I was clear. But look, I had a bad night. But the fact of the matter is, look at what I'm doing. I mean, let me put it this way. If there was something that was wrong that night, it's not like it comes and that's one night and goes away. That's why I've been out. I've been testing myself, been testing everywhere I go, going out and making the case. The night of that debate, I went out. I was out till 2 o'clock in the morning that very night. That very night. It drives me nuts, people talking about this.
I'm sure it does, Joe. I'm sure it does. So, I mean, the fact that she said that, like, you couldn't finish the sentence, Joe.
This is perfect. It's like Richard Pryor. Who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Right. All right. And here's this clip from CNN, and this was posted by Trump's War Room. And this is actually, because I didn't watch the George Snuffleupagus interview. Did you guys watch that at all?
Yeah.
I saw clips of it.
It was pretty much the same demeanor. Like he needed to do rally Joe, but I just don't understand if they can get him to do that the next day after the debate and that rally. How the hell do you not send him in there and tell him be loud, whatever? Just it seems so odd that they can't get him to function a certain way at a certain time, even with all the prep and the practice of the way they've been hiding him and then showing him. I guess that's just a testament to how bad it is. It's just they can't even predict or even manufacture. They don't know. It's a hit and miss.
Well, their new narrative now is that, Joe's new narrative is that, every day the decisions he make as a president is his cognitive test. That's what KJP and Joe Biden have been saying the last day or two now. That's his. That's
I don't need to be tested. I'm tested every day.
Yeah, she's borrowing the press secretary. He's borrowing the press secretary because she's been saying that for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, really since the beginning of the administration. He doesn't need a cognitive test. You can see it in the way he negotiates.
He has one every day. He's been president, obviously.
So anyway, on CNN, I don't know who this guy is, but this guy on the left here, but he keys in on a specific moment in the George Snuffleupagus interview here, and he I don't know. This was really interesting. So take a listen to this.
Can I talk about an issue for 1 minute on Friday night? Can he win Michigan? I don't know. I'm not sure what Democrats he's going to win right now. The entire thesis of the campaign, was democracy's on the ballot. And when George Stephanopoulos asked him, well, if you lose and all these bad things come to pass, will you be okay with that? And he said, well, as long as we gave it our all. Now, if I was a Democrat who's hasn't blinked since January of 2017 or one of these never Trumpers who's worried about all this, and I heard Joe Biden admit that it's all just a facade, that it's all just a talking point, I would be freaked out right now to find out there's no animating issue for this campaign. It's just a grift. It's a grift.
I mean, that's such a good point. Like the fact that he was so nonchalant about, well, if Donald Trump wins, well, as long as we gave it our best. I mean, they've been preaching that democracy's on the ballot, that if you lose, if you're gay, your skin is brown or whatever, you're going to die. Like Trump's going to kill you somehow. And then he gives like a nonchalant answer like that. And he called it out. He goes, it just proves that their entire campaign messaging, their number one issue is little more than a grift. I thought that was pretty powerful right there. Overall, I didn't even think about that.
Interesting. That was Debbie Dingell to his right, correct? To our right. His left friend. Wasn't that Debbie Dingell?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Because Debbie Dingell is the one that took over for her husband who passed away, the seat in Congress.
Yeah, that was her.
Yeah, that's why it cracked me up, the condition of Jill. It makes me think back of Woodrow Wilson. Because that's exactly what happened with Woodrow Wilson. The last part of his term, his wife ran it because he had a stroke. He couldn't do it. It was his wife. Kind of funny when you think Joe Biden, Debbie Dingell then takes over for her husband. Yeah. Follow the wives.
Seriously. So, I mean, given that, I mean, Scott, this whole idea of democracy's on the ballot, this is their whole thing. I mean, how much more can they really play to that, you think, and convince anybody that that's a reason to vote? Because the people that want Biden to stay in, their whole thing is basically, well, it's not Trump. It's still, even though Biden, we'll play a clip from Whoopi Goldberg here in a minute, literally will shit himself. It's still better than Trump. I mean, this is their entire strategy, man.
Yeah, the whole message is convoluted, right? They're talking in generalities and not talking in specifics. Meanwhile, you got Trump out here saying he's not going to tax tips, right? He's going to close the border down. Like he just put out literally 20 points from his Agenda 47, which is his main platform, which was accepted by the RNC today.
And good. I'm glad that he just did that today. Good.
It's literally
he's already a step ahead of the narrative.
Yeah, let me show you guys here real quick. This is the list here. Clay Travis posted it. I mean, it's literally just a nice laundry list of everything that he wants to do. And abortion is one of the big ones there. And he says there is going to be no national ban. So he literally has this in writing now. And it's not going to be refuted at this point. And like Clay was saying it here, like when you go down this list, he's like, please tell me what's radical about this. What can you possibly look at this and be like, nah, I'm good on this. We don't want this anymore. Like, you're not going to be able to convince regular Americans at this point while you have Joe Biden talking about mud democracy when no one even knows what that means anymore. It's just horseshit at this point. So yeah, the whole thing is convoluted now. And you're not going to be able to, and no one cares about the cases anymore. Like the lawfare cases almost seem like years ago since this fallout in a way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And most Americans at this point, they're just over it, man. And the lies they're not sinking. They're not sticking anymore. You just have to help me on share, dude. I don't know where it goes, but.
Yeah, I got you.
Thanks.
It's a good point about the generalities versus the promises made, promises kept slogan from last campaign,
right,
to now where he's putting out a list that basically locks him into promises made, so to speak, right? To the generalities, because all they have in the generalities, and Biden touched upon that, is promises that they haven't even fulfilled in what they promised before.
Right. I mean, he just did in that interview, right, Tam, where he says that we're going to give all the middle class a shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you already gave us shots, Joe. We know what shots you're talking about, dude. Like
those that are still with us got a shot. Yeah.
Right. We're going to give the middle class a shot of what, Joe? What does that even mean? There is no plan.
You're right. It's what they do too. Is like they love these little
slogans. They're just slogans.
Like, we're to give everybody a fair shot. Everyone's got to pay their fair share, and he says it with anger and conviction. But you're right. There's never any specifics behind it. It's all convoluted. There's nothing you could point to that's concrete and like, okay, this is actually like I can outline exactly what he's going to do to accomplish that. They just put these things out there that they think sound good, and they call Donald Trump the next Hitler or end of democracy or whatever, and hope that the combination of their nice sounding platitudes and the fear and hate they strike into you for the other guy is enough to scare you into voting for him. But it's not working the way it used to, and a big part of that is the lack of credibility that people perceive in the mainstream media anymore. The people that would, typically carry the torch for these liars are no longer trusted, by much of the public. So it's getting much harder to just skate by with this strategy. All right, we got a lot more to get into in hour number 2. We're gonna go ahead and take a second and get on over to pill.net exclusively. Let's get the link out in the live chat for you guys on Rumble and D Live. It's also in the Rumble description underneath the stream. So if you want to keep watching hour number 2, and trust me, you do. We got lots more to get into on this topic and a few other things as well. The link is in the Rumble and D Live chat. It's also in the description on Rumble, or just go to pill.net in your browser. Find us at 412 Productions. I'm going to play a quick video. We'll come back on the other side, officially say goodbye to the other platforms. We'll read some Gold Pill chats, and then we'll do about another 25 minutes or so with our special guest, Scott DeGroat of Woke Societies, before he has to run off. And you doing your subscribers only stream today, Scott?
Yeah, 5:30. Yep.
All right, very cool. All right, so yeah, we'll be right back.
Pill.net is proud to host 412 Productions exclusively on the true home of free speech. To continue watching the show, we are here to help you over to Pilled. If you're new to the platform, just click on the welcome link provided. It will then automatically walk you through signing up for your free account. If you already have a Pill.net account, follow the link provided directing you straight to 412 Productions channel. We are excited to have you join the Pilled family. And if you have any questions at all, please email support@pill.net. Enjoy the rest of 412 Productions on pill.net. Free speech lives here.
All right, we are back. Big thank you to everyone hopping over from our other platforms to continue watching with us on pill.net. Again, those links are available on the DLive chat, the Rumble chat, and in the description underneath the Rumble stream. So please come follow us over to Pilled for hour number 2 again, or just go to pill.net in your browser. You can find us at 412 Productions. All the live channels, there's thumbnails for them on the left-hand side of the screen on desktop, top of the screen on mobile. It's really easy to find the stream over there. So hope to see it over. If not, we'll catch you guys tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time for another installment of Deplorable Discussion. So again, pill.net for hour number 2, or have a great rest of your Monday, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.